So we will be able to keep Elspeth alive. He drops off one Overlord. And is this an artifact? This is an artifact. So I guess he gets that. Another Ultima. Yikes. Well, wait, this is... I think we have the opponent, because this deals 5 damage, so he would be down to 9, and Elspeth can give everyone +1. 4 + 1, we have it, yeah. So I think with 1 damage to spare, because opponent is down to 4, and now High Noon gonna go ahead and pew blast you for 5. GG, my friend. Tanuk, really awesome creature. But yeah, we got it done, and again, I'm pretty sure it was the High Noon. Does need a board wipe. I mean, yeah, when you got it, you got it. But, I mean, yeah, Dollmaker's shop, excuse me, going to be really important, and I will just happily lose 5 life. Could have dropped off a card, but, I mean, card draw is pretty important for them. Get to create the tokens, and I'm actually just going to, I'll create the fish token on their turn. Could upgrade the Caretaker's talent. I think we'll create the fish tokens because he could have another board wipe. Honestly, that is kind of what he needs. Spending all his mana to level that up, yeah, that's not the play, buddy, because we're never going to have less than 2 cards in hand. So unless you literally have nothing, then yeah, not sure that was the most effective play that you could have made. So yeah, let's go ahead and create 2 fish tokens. Elspeth doubles all of those, get to draw a card, and then we can go ahead and unlock the shop, create some more tokens to pump all our guys up, and I mean, yeah, it's just an absolute blowout for the opponent. Nice discard deck, buddy. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. With today's deck, my whole point of it was to just try and slow the game down a little bit because Standard has just gotten so incredibly fast, whether it be with the Badgermole Cub, you know, they're able to ramp like crazy and play Craterhoof on turn 4. Sometimes they can do that, which is absolutely crazy. The Firebending Student, I played that deck last Friday, and you can get some wins on you. If you go first, it will be your turn 3. The opponents will have only played 2 lands at that point, and finish you off. And there's just a bunch of other really, really fast decks out there. Caverio with the Graveyard Reanimation deck that tries and win on turn 4. Kona with Omniscience on turn 4. So if you can survive until past turn 4 with this deck, I think usually you'll come out on top. Of course, not always. But the card that I really wanted to play with today is High Noon. For 2 mana, 1 generic and 1 white. This enchantment comes down and it says each player cannot cast more than 1 spell each turn. So the Badgermole Cub deck that wants to just play as many tiny little mana dorks early on, well, when you're stuck to just playing 1 of them a turn, that kind of neuters them right there. The mono red Firebending Student deck, this just hard counters that deck because they want to play a bunch of 1 mana pump spells. And again, when you can only play one mana pump spell, can still do a decent amount of damage to you, but at least it won't finish you outright on turn 3. And I mean, yeah, just a bunch of other decks. They want to, like the Aristocrats deck is another one that play just a bunch of tiny, cheap creatures, and they get all their value from sacrificing them. This also shuts that down. So High Noon, I think, is actually in a prime spot right now with the meta that we're in, and that's the card that we built the deck around today. Another tiny piece of hate that we have is Rest in Peace. This card just says the graveyard doesn't exist. Any card that would go into the graveyard goes into exile instead, so this shuts down any reanimation strategies. And then, yeah, we kind of built the deck in a mono-white control build, so looking at some new cards, it's Aang's Iceberg. For 3 mana, you can flash this enchantment in, and then you can exile a non-land permanent that the opponent controls. I've really been enjoying this enchantment from the new Avatar set. We're also trying Aang, the Last Airbender. For 4 mana, you can cast this guy and then airbend a creature, or no, a non-land permanent that the opponent controls, which is really nice, so that can kind of slow them down as well. And then the next card from the new set that we're playing with is Avatar's Wrath. For 4 mana, we choose 1 target creature. It can either be our creature or a creature that the opponent controls, and then you airbend all other creatures back to their opponent's hands. And then Until our next turn, opponents can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hand. So if you do bounce a lot of creatures back to the opponent's hand, then at least going into their turn, they're not able to redeploy those creatures as well. So another really, really nice way of kind of slowing the game down a little bit as well, and helping us get into the long game where our win con is Elspeth Stormslayer. Really, really great planeswalker right here for 5 mana. Her +1 ability, we can create some soldier tokens, and then ways that we can finish out the game a little bit quicker is with the Dollmaker shop. I know that this one is in the 6 mana slot, and that is actually how we can close out games a bit quicker. Of course, with Elspeth, just creating tokens turn after turn, you might be able to, beat the opponent down that way. But with the Porcelain Gallery for 6 mana, all creatures we control have base power and toughness equal to the total number of creatures we control. But instead of 6 mana, you can get this down for 2 mana and play the Dollmaker shop. And if you get the Dollmaker shop down, whenever you attack with a non-toy creature, you get to create a toy token. And of course, if you have Elspeth on the battlefield, you'd make 2 of those tokens because Elspeth doubles the amount of tokens you produce. So that's a really nice way to grow your board state up pretty quickly. And then when you unlock the Porcelain Gallery, your creatures will be massive. And then since we are generating some tokens, 1 with Elspeth and 2 with the Dollmaker shop, then a great card draw engine is Caretaker's Talent. And it used to be really popular. I think it's fallen off a little bit, and I think its stock is rising a little tiny bit. It's chapter 1. No, it just says when you play it for 3 mana, whenever a token enters the battlefield under our control, we get to draw a card. That does only trigger once per turn, and then you can spend 1 white mana to make a copy of any token that you control, and then its +4 ability down at the bottom. Or sorry, not +4, to spend 4 mana to fully unlock it. Then all tokens you get, or all tokens you control get +2/+2. So that could be another way to kind of beef your board up as well. And then some ways of generating tokens instead of just Elspeth, we also have the Invasion Reinforcements, another new card from the Avatar set for 2 mana. You can flash this one in. You get a 1/1 white human warrior ally that creates a 1/1 token as well. So that would trigger the Caretaker's Talent. And then finally, we have Beza. If the opponent has more creatures than you do on board, when you cast Beza, you create 2 fish tokens. If the opponent has more cards than you get to draw a card. And if the opponent has more life than you gain 4 life. So a really, really good creature right there. So yeah, that's the deck that we're rocking with. I guess the final card to mention is Ultima for 5 mana. Destroy all creatures on the board and just instantly end the turn. So any death triggers like the Sephiroth Sacrifice deck don't go into effect. And I believe if the opponents have some creature or some lands that they have earthbended with, like the Badgermole Cub, for instance, I think this might shut that down as well. I'm not 100% sure, so we'll find out today. And then, I guess cherry on top, Ultima is so good against any artifact decks, like the Simulacrum Synthesizer, just destroy all artifacts as well. So yeah, that's the deck that we're rocking with today. It's high noon time, baby. Let's see if we can just slow the game down. All right, guys, opponent gets to go first, but we can keep this hand. Mono white life gain. So Ultima is going to be quite nice. Rest in peace. He could play Raise the Past. Search for a Plains. Yeah, the opponent just wants to hit his land drops. That's fine. I think we will go ahead and get down Rest in Peace, even though I don't think he's using his graveyard. But just in case, you never know. Lightstall Inquisitor. We can have Fountainport come in tapped. Then a Get Lost. So maybe he does use the graveyard. Maybe he does use the graveyard. All right, we'll get Fountainport down, and then we will go ahead and ambush this Lightstall Inquisitor, because I guarantee you he is not suspecting this one. Exemplar of Light. Put a +1. All right. So opponent hasn't gained any life right now. Yeah, I guess that one can block. That's fine. Aang's Iceberg. Let's just go with Aang. And then we'll bounce this creature back to your hand. And then we'll bop you. Beza could be quite nice. to gain some life, even though we have more life, more creatures, and more cards than the opponent. So Beza is kind of useless right now. Could go ahead and crack a map token. Ooh, does he have another 1-mana creature? No. Ultima. I think we'll go ahead and crack this one. Pump up Aang. Ooh, Dollmaker shop. We'll keep that one on top. I mean, we might as well double pump up Aang then. So we don't have Aang's Iceberg available anymore. I guess we keep Aang back to block now because Beza could gain us some life. Beza can gain us some life. Aang's Iceberg. Well, we can't quite flash that one in. Gonna take Aang. That's fine. You're still not gaining any life, so unless you have another 1-mana creature. No. You know what? I think we will get the Dollmaker shop, but at the same time, we do eventually want to go with an Ultima. So maybe we just keep Aang's Iceberg. Nah, let's go with the Dollmaker shop. And then this one can attack. We get to create the token. Opponent takes that damage, and then hopefully we draw a land. If not, we can always go with Beza. Another ley line. You're still not gaining any life. Opponent's a mono white life gain deck, and he hasn't gained a single point of HP yet. Okay, deck, we really don't need this many. Really don't need this many. Could crack this one right now to draw a card. Beza's not gaining us any cards, not gaining us any life. Could keep this one to take out his Exemplar of Light. Let's see what the opponent goes with. Plays a creature right now. Whenever another creature control. Put 2 counters on this creature. All right, we 100% need to hit a land drop. So he's finally going to gain some life. This Leyline of Hope is pretty annoying. Just because he gains 3 life off every single point of life he gains now, I believe. Maybe it's just 3 life in total. So take 4 damage down to 10. All right, opponent's not doing anything, so we will sack a token, draw a card, hope it's a land. Oh, deck. Come on, don't do it like this. All right, it is the land, which is amazing, so... I mean, we could attack. Opponent does take the block. So we get 1 point of damage through, so opponent's down to 14, and then here comes the Ultima. And then next turn we have an Elspeth coming down. Don't have any flyers yet. The Sanctifier. And another Exemplar of Light. Gain some life. Draw a card. Maybe we'll just go with another Ultima. Land drop, which is really nice. 3/3. Could flash both of these in. See what the opponent wants to do. Yeah, maybe we'll do it like that. We'll go ahead and flash in Aang's Iceberg. That's fine. Well, yeah, let's flash this one in right now. I don't want you drawing a card. Lightstall Inquisitor can make a Ultima cost 1 mana more. That's fine by me, and then the opponent even knows we have that. So I'm actually going to save this one. I was thinking we could take the Banishing Light, get Aang back, bounce something back to his hand, but I'm fine taking just 1 damage right now. And then we'll just go with an Ultima. What does this say? Create a token that's a copy. Okay. Alright, yeah, here comes Ultima. Just go ahead and end the turn. Opponent has... he's just in top deck mode. He'll probably play the Starfield Shepherd, but then we can blow that up with Elspeth. Yeah, so that's all your mana, unless you literally have another Lightstall Inquisitor. Which I guess you could have gotten with that, so... Well, you find a land. It's a get lost. You're gonna crew both of those. Artifact or enchantment. Aang to bounce something. Alright, we're just gonna... Well, I don't think we have too many left, though. Yeah, we're just gonna... Honestly, we're just gonna go with this. Opponent's in top deck mode. Hopefully it's not a super ridiculously powerful creature. It's just a land. So here's where we turn the game around. Okay, I mean, that is pretty annoying, but... High Noon. Could go with High Noon. Yeah, let's do that. So we could get Authority down. Beza doesn't do anything for us. Aang to bounce. Yeah, let's go with Aang. We'll go ahead and bounce this one. Oh, but it comes in locked, but we can unlock it. Elspeth will go ahead and create some more tokens for us, and then we get the Dollmaker shop, get to create 2 more of those tokens, and if the opponent wants to copy Banishing Light to steal our Elspeth, we'll spend all our mana to unlock the Porcelain Gallery, and I think win the game. Win the game. Oh, he actually took our Porcelain shop. That's interesting. All right, well, then we go with Caretaker's Talent. We'll go ahead and level it up, create a copy of the token, of course, draw a card, play a land, and then we have enough to pump this one up again, and then Elspeth can give everyone +1, and I think that's GG. Not doing math. Math is for blockers, and the opponent chooses not to block. Not that he has anyone to block with, and yeah, we got it done. So, GG. All right, guys, opponent goes first. This is a pretty funny hand, but we do have High Noon, so I think we'll keep it. I think we literally have all of our Ultimas. Not sure if I play 4 of them. Can't remember. I cannot remember. Could be a Simulacrum Synthesizer deck. Wow. Now I'm not sure. The green-black Verge. Ooh, it is a graveyard deck with Bringer of the Last Gift, so we kind of need to hope to find our Rest in Peace. Oh, are we going to see a Rage Scoop, guys? Let's count it down. 3. We'll even hit him with the... That's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guy, but none of this graveyard shenanigans is happening on my watch. That was such a clutch draw. Opponent is playing green, though, so enchantment removal, definitely a possibility. Also playing blue. I think that's more just for, like, Kiora and... I guess Emmet, another creature as well. Draw and discard. But you're never going to be able to flip him, and he's just dealing 2 damage, so... He got rid of a Veins Ripper as well. That you love to see. Could go with Caretaker's Talent, but we're not creating any tokens right now. Well, we do have the Fish token next turn. No, we don't actually, because we need 3 lands to tap this one, so... Yeah, kind of hope we can draw a land. Dredger's Insight, that does nothing for you. Just mills you out a bunch. Oh, I guess you get to return one of those. Guess you get to return one of those. Got rid of another Emmet. Do hit the land drop, which is amazing. And we are 1 land away from a Ultima, which will be really nice. And there it is, actually. So we will have 5 mana. Those are enchantments. It's important to note. Going to draw and discard. Caverio. Yeah. We already knew he was playing that because he put a Bringer of the Last Gift in the graveyard at turn 1. Yeah, so there's the blue. It's for Kiora. But yeah, you're never going to get the Scion of the Deep, the Octopus token. Maybe we'll go for a High Noon next turn and create a copy of our Fish token. I think we can do that. That's just 1 mana, and then we'll still have 4 mana left over. So could also go with Avatar's Wrath. Ooh, Beza is actually a nice draw as well. We would have 2 creatures though. Now, you know what? I think we will create the token of the fish. Because then we get to draw a card. Opponent could definitely have a kill spell. We know he's playing them. Hit the land drop, which is nice. Could go Beza. Gain 2 life, but then we're not drawing a card. Opponent 2, 4, 5 mana. Play some more creatures. And then Ultima is actually pretty nice. Now let's just go with High Noon. Let's go with High Noon. Don't think the opponent, well, might be playing counter spells. But yeah, no blocks from us. You can go ahead and double block. Kiora is a legendary creature, so he might have another one that he would choose to replay. And then Beza would be really nice. There is Caverio. And yeah, we'll just do we just double block and then hit them with the Ultima? I think that's what we'll do. So let's just try and negate as much damage as possible. And we'll just wipe the board. Land is fine. Here's Ultima. Opponent could have a counter spell. That is a possibility. But no, pretty sure if he had one, that is a spell you would want to counter, and I like our position a lot. Ooh, Aang's Iceberg to flash that one in. Also a really, really good option. So if we play this one, we would just gain a little bit of life. You know what? Let's create the fish token. Then we get to draw a card. Yeah, opponents had enough. I had so many options I could go with. I think creating the fish token would be the play. Let's look at the battlefield real quick. 3 mana and tap this one. So yeah, we would still have 3 mana left over. So we could flash in Aang's Iceberg for the 1 creature that he's going to play next turn. And I mean, well, we did see he did have Vein Ripper. That one, well, we could sacrifice the fish token then. So yeah, I think creating the fish token and then keeping open Aang's Iceberg would definitely be the play, because we'd also get some card draw off Caretaker's Talent. So yeah, Rest in Peace came in insanely clutch that game. I drew it right off the top when we asked for it. And I mean, yeah, this just hard counters this type of deck, which you guys know it. Try and get this really busted creature back by playing Caverio for 4 mana. So keep your backhand strong. Get this trash out of my face. Bop. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first, and we'll take a mulligan right there. This hand is looking much better. And I guess we can get rid of the Dollmaker shop for right now. That kind of help us close out the games. Don't need it right away. Oh, I was hoping we'd see a Badgermole Cub, but it looks like it's mono black discard. So Caretaker's Talent is going to be pretty important for us. Elspeth's a really nice draw. So yeah, here comes High Noon. And then this is 3 mana in addition to the Fountainport to create the token. So hopefully he can't make us discard Caretaker's Talent right now. He can't. So, and we do find the 4th land drop. So we'll be able to draw some cards, which would be quite nice. And opponent can only play 1 card for turn, which is really nice. They don't usually have the most expensive cards. Gonna level up the talent. That's fine. Elspeth. So yeah, create the fish token. Draw a card. It's a land, which is really good. So you can only make us discard 1 card each turn, which is really nice. Can't play a double discard spell. So we'll drop off 1 Elspeth, play a land, and then we can get this Elspeth down and create those tokens each turn. Opponent could definitely should have gotten down the Abandoned Air Temple. That's my bad. Could have a kill spell, Bitter Triumph, to get rid of a Planeswalker. All right, I forgot we were drawing a card with Elspeth, which is really nice. So now, next turn, we can keep our Abandoned Air Temple and then start putting a +1 on each creature we control. Is quite nice. So yeah, I think this opponent just got hard shut down by High Noon. Painful Quandary, love that card, but I mean, yeah, it's not quite good enough. So here comes Elspeth. Create some tokens. Could even bounce Painful Quandary, but I don't think we will. I think we'll just level this one up. We'll create a copy of the Fiche, and then we'll put a +1 on all our dudes. And we'll punch in for 6 Dommage right there. Opponent does need a board wipe. Does need a board wipe. I mean, yeah, when you got it, you got it. But, I mean, yeah, Dollmaker's shop, excuse me, gonna be really important, and I will just happily lose 5 life. Could have dropped off a card, but, I mean, card draw is pretty important for them. Get to create the tokens. And I'm actually just going to I'll create the fish token on their turn. Could upgrade the Caretaker's talent. I think we'll create the fish tokens because he could have another board wipe. Honestly, that is kind of what he needs. Spending all his mana to level that up, yeah, that's not the play, buddy, because we're never gonna have less than 2 cards in hand. So unless you literally have nothing, then yeah, not sure that was the most effective play that you could have made. So yeah, let's go ahead and create 2 fish tokens. As Elspeth doubles all of those, get to draw a card, and then we can go ahead and unlock the shop, create some more tokens to pump all our guys up, and I mean, yeah, this is just an absolute blowout for the opponent. Nice discard deck, buddy. All right, guys, we got to go first. I mean, turn 1, turn 2 play, but then nothing for turn 3, turn 4 is a little bit risky, but hopefully we'll be able to draw into it. And I really hope we're playing against the Badger Mole Cub. I mean, could be mono red, but they didn't play a creature right away, so may not be mono red, but I mean, if it is, I mean, I think we just won. Ooh, Collector's Vault. So he's looking to maybe do some graveyard stuff. We do find a turn 4 play, which is really nice. So we'll be able to just draw a card. Ooh, it's Is It? Opponent goes with a stock up. Maybe to look for lands, just to keep hitting his land drops. But for sure, we'll go with Beza, and we do hit the 5th land drop, which is amazing. Find another Ultima. Could consider pulling the trigger on that just to get rid of his Collector's Vault. Let's see what he's throwing in the graveyard. A Tanuk for some warp speed. I can dig it, but let's just go ahead and remove Tanuk with Elspeth. Oh my gosh, I meant to do the -3. That is my mistake. So, oh my goodness, guys. Well, you can only play 1 creature. You're not able to warp out more than 1 creature because that does count. You may cast cards with the warp speed, and High Noon says you can only cast 1 spell a turn. So you get 1 big red creature right now, and that's it. It does have haste, so let's hope it's nothing too scary. It's just an Overlord. 4 damage to Beza. Oh, an opponent attacks in. Let's absolutely go. All right, so no blocks from us. Another Beza is really nice, but let us just create some tokens. And then we will put a +1 on everyone, and then we'll smack in with this Beza, and opponent's down to 14. I think we'll be able to keep Elspeth alive next turn. Well, it does depend. If he has another Overlord, I don't get why he didn't warp that one in, because he would have been able to remove Elspeth then. He's going to take that land. That's fine. That's literally your only spell for turn. So we will be able to keep Elspeth alive. He drops off 1 Overlord. And is this an artifact? This is an artifact. So I guess he gets that. Another Ultima. Yikes. Well, wait, this is... I think we have the opponent, because this deals 5 damage, so he would be down to 9, and Elspeth can give everyone +1. 4 + 1, we have it, yeah. So I think with 1 damage to spare, because opponent is down to 4, and now High Noon gonna go ahead and pew blast you for 5. GG, my friend. Tanuk, really awesome creature. But yeah, we got it done. And again, I'm pretty sure it was the High Noon just being able to blank the opponent. You know for sure that they want to warp speed out a ton of, big red creatures. He has enough mana to 3/3. He could warp out 2 creatures a turn, I think for the past 2 turns, but again, High Noon, just saying you're only able to cast 1 spell a turn, I think that really came in and saved us, so GG. Alright guys, we get to go first, plenty of lands, some nice creatures later on, can even flash in the invasion reinforcements. So we can get down the Sunbillow Verge, maybe make them think we're Boros Gamer, even though we're not. Just splash this one in there for High Noon, which I think you can spend 5 mana to blow up High Noon and deal 5 damage to any target. So yeah, opponent's going to attack in. Go ahead and flash in the invasion reinforcements. And then we'll block with that creature, even though we could bounce it back with Aang, so maybe we block with the token. Opponent with the Dark Confidant. So no attacks from us. Loses 2 life, draws the Dark Confidant. And then hopefully he plays out 2 creatures right now. Yes. Alright, so Beza is going to be really nice. Let's see, what does Beza say? I know I'm blocking it for you guys. I'm sorry, yeah. If the opponent has more life than you, what if you're tied for life? I think we just block. We'll keep our life total high. Ooh, High Noon. It'd be a nice card, but we'll go with Beza. I think we're just creating the tokens, right? Yeah, because we're even on cards and even... Well, no, we didn't take the life damage. So, yeah, I guess if you're even, that is technically not less than the opponent. So, yeah, then you don't get those extra benefits. But, I mean, Beza's a pretty nice blocker right now. Opponent, I think mono black aggro. Lots of really, really cheap cards we've seen so far. So, I think next turn we might go with High Noon. Might go with High Noon just to slow the game down. Just to slow the game down. Oh yeah, and here, now we can see it. Yeah, so High Noon for 5 mana, and 1 of that mana has to be a red source, so that is why we have the Sunbillow Verge. It's also just a great card for us because it only adds white mana. It starts to add red if you control a mountain or a plains, so... Another High Noon. So yeah, here it comes. So you can only play 1 card per turn, my friend. All right, yeah, we'll just pass the turn. Oh, Unstoppable Slasher. Restless Vent, so that's a land for them. So he's just going to attack with Cecil. And we will go ahead and block with the fish, and then we will actually sack the fish. And draw a card. That is a pretty good trade, if you ask me. Rest in peace. I don't think this guy does anything with the graveyard, but does that stop the Unstoppable Slasher from coming back? I think it might. But now I guess we just go with Beza. Yeah, because, well, no, we'd be even on cards again. That's unfortunate. Let's think about this. Beza... Yeah, I guess it has to be Beza because we need the blockers. It could have also been Aang. It was Kick. All right. So we got some creatures again. Opponent goes with the bat. They'll probably be able to flip Cecil right now. Man, we really need to find a board wipe. Yeah, we really need to find a board wipe. We'll go ahead and say no blocks. He gets to flip Cecil regardless because it's when it deals any type of damage. So, and opponent gets to return the Gas Guzzler. Invasion Reinforcements is really not what we need. Beza. That is a legendary creature though. Let's see if he takes any type of trade. Oh, okay, I'm happy to take out Cecil. Dark Confidant will hopefully still have you losing some life each turn. And we just get to draw a card and create some more fish tokens. Ooh, Oh, wait, but why? Oh, yeah, you can only play one card per turn. That's my bad. Authority is going to be quite nice, though. Authority will be quite nice. We have quite a few blockers. Ooh, Deep Cavern Bat. That's your one play for turn. It's 5 mana to blow up High Noon. Oh, an opponent just did not like what was in our hand. I don't know why, because he did have a pretty wide board state. But I mean, yeah, Dark Confidant. Yeah, we see everything. He's not playing anything more than 3 mana, I guess. No, this one to kick it is just 3 mana as well. So, yeah, I guess opponent would slowly be losing life, and they just want to just play out their entire hand. But High Noon shuts that down. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first, and we're starting with High Noon. I can dig it. I can dig it. So we'll get down planes on turn 1, opponent with their own planes. And then we will go with High Noon. So no Badger Mole Cub, unfortunately. South Pole Voyage. So I think it is the ally deck, if I had to guess. We'll get down the Dollmaker shop. No, we'll flash in the invasion reinforcements. Could also go with Beza next turn. Could go with a Beza next turn, but if we're flashing in invasion reinforcements, then I don't think it makes any sense. I don't think it makes any sense. Ooh, Aang is also a really nice draw. Could bounce one of these guys back to their hand. I think we also kind of shut this guy down. Whenever another ally enters, you gain 1 life. If it's the second time this ability has resolved, you draw a card. So they won't be able to do that. I kind of like getting Aang down, bouncing that one, but I guess we'll go with the Dollmaker shop. And then we could attack with this one, see if they want to block. They do. That's fine. I think we're working our way up to an Ultima. They go with their own invasion reinforcements. We do see green. I guess now they do get the double card draw, because this one does count as 2 allies entering. Ooh, so they kind of were just able to reload their hand. That is unfortunate for us. Could take the double block. I think we do it. Just try and save as much life total as possible. And I was really hoping to draw a land. I guess that was maybe a argument for keeping one of our non-tokens back. All right. Well, yeah, they just, we knew they had one of those, so they at least get 1 card draw. They don't get the double card draw. And we'll just go ahead and end the turn. Hope we draw a land so we can wipe the board. Probably going to play the Earth King's Lieutenant or General. I forgot what it was called. The Great Divide Guide. I don't think that one helps him too much. That one does suck because it kind of instant speed. He can sacrifice himself to save one of them. And we keep missing land drops. I cannot believe this. Well, at least the Beza will be able to create 2 tokens for us. We'll get the card draw, and we'll gain some life and a card draw off the token entering. So, oh, and since they have more lands than us, we create the treasure token as well. So I think we're going to go for a Ultima next turn. I think we're going to go for an Ultima next turn. One mana, copy, draw card. But that is just the one. All right, this is actually really nice. Oh, he's taking High Noon. I hope he unloads his hand. This will be amazing. This will be absolutely amazing. Please play at least 1 more creature. Oh, come on. Don't you want the card draw? All right, well, let's just save as much damage as possible. I'm actually really happy he chose to attack with this one. So now you will lose the entire board. Authority could be really nice too, and then we still have 5. But we could also make a token copy of the treasure. I think we'll do that. I was kind of hoping to draw a land. Could go for Beza, but let's see. Yeah, I think we will go for Beza, actually, because then we get to keep the treasure tokens. Could go for a authority. I think we'll do that. Let's get down an authority. And then could burn the treasure tokens to go for High Noon. Nah, but we kind of want him to unload his hand. And then next turn when we go for Ultima, then High Noon will be in play, even though I think he'll more or less be in top deck mode. But yeah, he needs another Sheltered by Ghosts. And then we still have 2 blockers. Another one of those stupid cases of the Getaway Express. And I can't even read what that one says. Can you replay cards from your graveyard then? God, if it was that one or a different one. I think he has another Sheltered by Ghost. Oh, he didn't even kill our base, so that's so funny. Opponent's thinking about it. I think he's considering a Sheltered by Ghost. He keeps hovering over his own creatures. And I mean, yeah, if he takes Beza from us, that would be amazing because we are getting it back next turn. Block that one, and we'll block that one. I really hope he commits a Sheltered by Ghost. Dude, predicted. This guy just absolutely predicted this boy. So yeah, let's just go for an Ultima. You have just 1 card in hand. Why didn't it burn the treasure tokens? That's kind of annoying that it didn't burn the treasure tokens, but whatever. Yeah, opponent kind of more or less in top deck mode. We have a full grip of cards in hand. And, I mean, he's playing just a bunch of kind of cheap creatures. I mean, we don't see anything that costs more than 3 mana. So, yeah, even if he just plays 1, you know, invasion reinforcements, that's, I don't think, good enough because we have a base on board. We're getting Elspeth down. And soon enough, we'll have Aang's Iceberg that we could flash in on the opponent's turn. So yeah, GG. And that 1 turn, I knew it. They always have Sheltered by Ghosts, and this boy just got predicted. I read him like a fiddle and played him like a book. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. Yes, High Noon is amazing. I guess we'll get rid of Caretaker's Talent, even though that is some good card draw for us. But I mean, Authority on turn 1, absolutely love that. And then High Noon on turn 2. Please be the Badgermole Cub. I mean, mono red aggro, I will take that as well. I will take that all day, every day. So yeah, if you do have the Firebending Student, it's kind of useless with High Noon out. Which, I mean, Firebending Student, you would think at High Noon, that's when the sun is at its zenith, typically. That's when you think Firebenders would be their strongest. So, ay. Opponent. I mean, we're not out of the woods yet. Could have some burn spells. Just looking to pump that one up. That's fine. We'll go ahead and flash in Aang's Iceberg. Well, I kind of hope he plays another creature because then Beza would be really nice. But, I mean, if the opponent just wants to keep pumping this creature up, then, yeah, we will go with Aang's Iceberg. But, I mean, I'll take 1 damage, no problem. And Firebender's Ascension. I guess. Do we take that one? Oh, wait, no, because now he'll have 2 creatures. Yeah, this is actually great. So we'll let that resolve. We'll go ahead and gain some life for that, and then we'll flash this one in. We'll take this one away from you. And then here comes the Abandoned Air Temple, and here comes Beza. We get to draw a card, create some fish, and gain some life. So I can dig it. I can dig it. And then we have an Ultima. If we need to hit a panic board wipe. But yeah, I guarantee you guys, this guy plays nothing more than 3 mana. Most of his deck is probably 1 and 2 mana spells. And I mean, High Noon, yeah, just absolutely shuts this type of deck down. So I'm calling it right now. GG. Might even get the salty rope, guys. Got the googly face. For those of you guys that don't know these soldier tokens, they have the googly eyes, which is pretty funny. All right, if he gives it +3 for 1, and then he can still pump it up. So he could get that one up to +4. I think we can go ahead and race. I mean, we're at 23 life. Oh, can you do that as much as you want? No. All right, that creature does have double strike now, which is a little bit of a problem. But we could start using our own abandoned air temple. That creature comes in tapped. We gain some life for that. Thank you very much. Avatar's Wrath, also really, really nice draw. So we could bounce everything, keep our fish, return Beza back to our hand. And then he can't play any of these Bastronauts. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll attack with all of them. He'll probably block one of them. Ooh, he chooses to block Beza. That's fine. So you lose that token. You were losing that token anyway. And then here comes Avatar's Wrath. We will target our fish token. So yeah, these Bastronaut, Burnout Bastronaut, you can't play those this turn. And I mean, now they cost 2 mana. They come in tapped. They gain us some life, which will be nice. And then yeah, we can just play another Beza eventually. So yeah, you guys can see High Noon completely turns this deck off. Yeah, opponent's reading the card. He's like, why can't I play all my spells right now? Does he have a burn spell? Could have a burn spell. Is mono red. But I think we're just getting the salty rope, guys. I'll be back when opponent decides to make a play, which is right now. Okay. I mean, yeah, we'll just get down Aang. Go ahead and bounce this one. Go ahead and bounce that one. So opponent has a burn spell. That's what the stick is. There it is. He's going to self-destruct. That's fine. All right, we can still punch in with the fish token. Opponent's down to 17. We're at 23. He is 100%. So this creature says that you don't lose any untapped mana as phase out. So Beza to draw a card. We don't get the fish. I kind of want him to play, well, even if he plays one more creature, Beza still would be 2. So let's just go for Beza right now. We'll be able to draw a card. And flash this one in on the opponent's turn, which is really nice. And yeah, we'll flash this in on the opponent's turn. We'll steal this creature from you. And then on our turn, we'll be able to pump up both our creatures with Abandoned Air Temple. You can only play a 1 creature for turn. You can only play a 1 creature for turn. So yeah, pretty admirable that the opponent is choosing to stay in this game, but I mean, yeah, there's really not much this guy can do. There it is, Firebender's Ascension, creates the token. Creates the token that will just gain us some life. Alright, got to deal 3 damage to us, but I really don't care about that. And then with Abandoned Air Temple, we'll just start pumping our creatures up. So this is 7 damage. Opponent's down to 9. And then, yeah, we can just go with Abandoned Air Temple next turn as well. Could even honestly just play another Beza just to draw a card, but seems a little bit useless. Brazen Collector is just going to allow us to gain some life. And again, we'll just pump them up. Opponent could have a burn spell. There was a tiny stick right there. So this is 9 damage. Opponent has to block. Or I guess use a lightning strike to kill our little fish. It's +2, so you still lose the creature. You do get the 2/2 detective, but we just gain life for that, so we're up to 24. Opponent's down to 6. There's 2 cards in hand. Of course, he can play the Bastronauts, but I mean, opponent, you are just hardcore on the back foot ever since turn 2 when we played High Noon. Yeah, that's your one spell for turn. That one does have double strike, which is kind of nice, but another High Noon, so could blow up his creature. Nah, we'll just keep pumping our creatures up. Opponent's forced to block. Opponent is forced to block. Oh, I guess High Noon. Yeah, what we can do next turn, we can play High Noon, and then we can use one of them, deal 5 damage to the opponent's face, and then the game's over. So yeah, opponent had to double block there, actually, to stay at 6 life. But, I mean, with double High Noon, we just got him in 2 turns then. So, and there's no way he can finish us off in 2 turns with a High Noon in play. So, yeah. Easy GG. And I called it how many turns ago? 5 turns ago? Yeah, you got it, opponent. Even if you had 5... You don't have 5 cards in hand, but if these were 3 1 mana +3 spells, 3, 6, 9, those are bars. This one doesn't have prowess. Does have double strike though. That would be 20. Nah, we'd still have enough life. And again, you can't cast more than 1 spell a turn, buddy. So GG. All right, guys, we get to go first with High Noon and Ultima. Let's go ahead and try it out. So we get the Plains on turn 1. It's not the Badger Mole Cub, but I mean, mono red aggro, they might struggle with this as well. Rest in Peace, a little bit of a useless card in this matchup. Creature gets +1. Creature can't be blocked. So we'll go ahead and flash in the Invasion Reinforcements. Take out their Frenzied Goblin. And he's not mono red, I just noticed. He is Boros. Goes ahead and scry. I guess technically he hasn't played a spell for turn. Target creature can't block this turn. He's actually spending his mana to make his own creature not be able to block. That's pretty funny. So we will happily take that trade right there. We do have our 4th land drop. Ooh, and an Authority is amazing. So now we're just really looking for our 5th land drop, and I'm pretty sure that's game. Pretty sure that's game. Dauntless Veteran. Gain some life. Aang the Last Airbender. I mean, it is a turn 4 play that we can go with. Just go ahead and bounce this creature. Go ahead and bounce this creature. Goes with the Burst Lightning. That's fine. It's not going after our life total. And that was your only spell for turn. And eventually, we do draw our 5th land. And like I said, it's just over. Elspeth can create these 2 tokens every turn. And I mean, your creatures don't have haste thanks to Authority. And eventually, we'll be able to go for a nice big +0 on Elspeth to give all of our creatures a +1/+1. So, yeah, opponent might be a bit more of a starter deck. Looks like they're running all foundation cards, but I guess you still could attach the Gold Vein. Ooh, a Dollmaker shop. I mean, this is just the icing on top. So we'll go ahead and create 2 1/1 tokens, and then when we attack, we create 2 toy tokens, and I mean 2, 4, 6. This is 12 damage next turn. Could unlock the Porcelain Gallery as well for 6 mana. That will be for 6 mana. Oh, and we do hit it, so we'll go ahead and plus Elspeth, and we'll go ahead and unlock this one. And I mean, yeah, it's just a flawless victory. GG. All right, guys, we get to go first. I mean, turn 2, turn 3, turn 4, and maybe eventually turn 5 play. I guess we should say maybe turn 4 play, because we do have to hit our land drops. We do have to hit our land drops. Rest in peace, I don't think is needed right now. I think we'll go ahead and flash in the invasion reinforcements. Elf, so he could be the Badgermole Cub. So we'll go ahead and flash this one in. Ooh, High Noon. Let's get a High Noon down. He might play a Badgermole Cub, and then it would be nice to go with Aang's Iceberg just to take his Badgermole away from him. But, I mean, he's looking to ramp. Let's see, what does this say? Add 1 mana of any color. Only to turn permanents face up. So, he even has enchantment removal. That is unfortunate, but at least it's not on Aang's Iceberg, so that's pretty nice. And we do hit the 4th land drop, so we'll just go ahead and bounce this creature back to your hand. He could... Snakeskin Veil 1 mana? I think it might be. So he could have had Snakeskin Veil, but didn't look like he did. And another airship crash. That's pretty funny. We missed the land drop. Guess we can use the Fountainport to create the fish token. We'll do that on the opponent's turn. I just noticed opponent's playing with a pile of cards. There's the Elvish Archdruid. So I don't think he is playing with the Badgermole Cub. I don't think he's playing with the Badgermole Cub, but, I mean, you never know. But, yeah, I think we just slowed the opponent down too much. Him having to spend a few turns casting his removal on our enchantment, and then Aang that 1 turn. Didn't allow him to play too many elves, because that is looking like how he is trying to ramp by getting just a ton of elves out there. Aang, I mean, this is a great pickup right now, because, yeah, we can just bounce this guy. He can't play him next turn. We'll go ahead and create some more tokens, and then we can just attack with everyone. And then next turn, Elspeth will give all of them +1 and flying, and that is a GG. Go ahead and end the turn. 6. Oh, that's what the Avatar's Wrath, that you're not able to cast spells. With Aang, you definitely can. So yeah, opponent... 2 mana to work with. What you got, my friend? It's another. Well, they fight, so you'll lose that creature, so that definitely wasn't worth it for the opponent. But, I mean, the game's over. The game is over. We can even go with High Noon. And then we can put a +1 on everyone. And just attack over the top for 16 damage or 12 damage, I think it was. So, yeah, GG. Hey there, neighbor, and we're back with the post-game wrap. And yeah, we played quite a few games with this deck. It is a lot of fun. And I mean, High Noon came in pretty clutch in a lot of the games that we ended up winning today. Just being able to only cast 1 spell a turn, that just shuts down so many strategies and just so many game plans from opponents. So yeah, I really like this. One thing, when I built the deck, I thought it would be a bit better than it actually ended up being, because I think we kind of struggled a little bit with Caretaker's talent to produce tokens. We only have invasion reinforcements in the early game to produce any type of tokens for us. Beza could produce tokens as well, but if the opponent has 1 creature on board and you play Beza, then you have the same number of creatures. It's equal number of creatures. You don't create the creature token then. So I did find it a little bit hard to trigger the Caretaker's talent sometimes. I know that we are playing with 2 copies of Fountainport. You might honestly want to go up to 4 copies of Fountainport, because this one can also produce the token for you as well. So yeah, you might maybe want a different way of generating some tokens. So that part of the strategy I thought was a little bit lackluster. I mean, of course, when you have Elspeth and Caretaker's talent, then it is amazing, because Elspeth, you just plus her every turn and you get 2 tokens. Caretaker's talent will draw you a card. That works really, really well. But I mean, Elspeth Stormslayer is 5 mana. So that is a little bit expensive. You can't always play Elspeth on turn 5 because you might need to wipe the board with Ultima. So that is a little bit unfortunate. Some of the new cards that we played with today, I mean, Invasion Reinforcements is a really good card for just 2 mana. Aang's Iceberg, I've really liked this card as well. I think we also sacrificed it a few times with the second part of the text right there, where you can Waterbend 3, sacrifice this enchantment, and then scry 2. I think that helped us win 1 or 2 games as well, so that's been really nice. Aang, the last Airbender, for 4 mana, a little bit expensive, and you only get a 3/2, so stat-wise, he's really not the best. He does have flying, which is kind of nice, and then you can airbend 1 non-land permanent the opponent controls. That's pretty nice. Avatar's Wrath, this is a really, really good card as well. You might honestly want to go up another 1 or 2 copies of it as well. And then I think we played against one graveyard deck today. I think it was the Caverio deck that's playing the Bringer of the Last Gift. So their Rest in Peace is really, really nice. But honestly, guys, I don't think the graveyard strategies are super, super popular right now. So you could honestly cut, I think, a few copies of Rest in Peace. You don't need 3. You could maybe just cut it all together. And then you have 3 extra copies to play with. Like I said, you maybe want to go up another copy of Avatar's Wrath and maybe another copy of Fountainport, but you could play around with the lands a little bit as well. I will say Abandoned Air Temple, also a really, really nice card, especially when you have High Noon and Elspeth. If you have a few creatures on the board, you can go +1 with Elspeth, just to give them all +1/+1 and flying, and then you can spend your extra mana to give all of them another +1/+1. So I have really, really enjoyed this land right here. As well. It was a really good addition. So yeah, overall, really simple mono white control build with High Noon, just being able to bring games kind of to a grinding halt. It's really nice. Just also seeing the opponent with a, kind of full grip of cards in hand on like turn 4, turn 5, turn 6. And you just know, you're like, yeah, you're not able to play all your 1 and 2 mana, value cards or pump spells or anything like that. So that does always feel really, really good. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the games that we played today. If you made it this far into the video, please consider subscribing. It does help me out a lot. And I'm just going to end it like I always end it. I love you guys. Peace out.